It just came out that I don't know. It might have been Thor. It might have been something else that
Yeah.
they they had a schedule, and then Marvel was like, okay, and now we're taking 4 months away. You have less than 4 months than you already had to do it. And it's like, what do you expect?
Yeah, it's definitely like that's why you can see like there's a reason why a lot of the earlier Marvel stuff looks CGI wise, even though it's way older, looks a lot better. Like it just looks better. It's because they had I think it's just because they had more time. Like the technology's gotten better, not
Well, even
worse.
the sounds, like, I mean, now everything's a nanotech helmet. You don't have any actual physical sounds when people are suiting up or anything. It's just like, zzz, oh, we're a superhero now. Like, come on, stop being lazy.
I will say though, if you have seen Guardians 3, like that was a rare return to form of Marvel recently. But
Yeah, but
that's also
you had
changed.
I was going to say you had a creator who had the cachet to actually do more or less what he wanted to. Half these other, or more than half, all these other ones are written by guys with this is their first big credit, and that's because Disney can then control them and tell them what they want mandated because they have no leg to stand on. They're these first or second time creators with no cachet and no, like, what are they going to do? Say something back and then they're going to get shit canned immediately and never work again.
It will be a weird world if we go into the future with the DC universe being the prime like superhero universe because
I don't have
Gunn
faith
might
in that
actually
either.
make it. I mean, Gunn running it, right? It might happen. It will be it's never worked before, but who knows?
There are two things working against it. One, it's still Warner Brothers. And two, like, it's all well and good to say he's behind it, but you start stretching a guy too thin, and what is he gonna? He's not a miracle
Mm.
worker either. He had one really good focus series in Guardians. Suicide Squad was okay, I thought, but his
It's
version, not the
okay.
other one.
Yeah.
But it wasn't anything massively
It
wonderful.
started strong and then like it just became very generic at the end. It's like I got bored. I liked how much it was making fun of itself in the beginning though.
Yeah, it's like if he had a series he was doing, I'd say sure, great, that series will probably be solid. Overseeing the whole thing, a la Kevin Feige style, it's like, well, that only gets you so far.
I guess we'll see.
Well,
And we're live,
we've been live for a while.
Yeah, no, but I didn't want to like interrupt the flow of that conversation. Welcome everybody to the No Topic episode.
Well,
It's
there's a
replacing
reason
her.
it's no topic because those of us who didn't want to do their homework did their homework, and the other people who were insisting that we had to do our homework didn't even bother to show up.
They had unforeseen circumstances.
They were
in
foreseen.
the shape of children.
They had eyes. They knew.
They're children.
Irrelevant. Stop procreating.
I mean, I'm with EG here.
They've already done it.
I mean, not so much the like, you know, the children interrupted them. I'm more, you know, I'm not gonna have kids. They can have kids. They already did it. It's too late.
Well, the government will probably pay you to have kids, not so much for the rest of us.
Well, actually, yes, but we have something called translated, I guess, children's money, where parents get money every 3 months because they have children. Some extra money. The idea being to encourage people to have children.
To propagate the bloodline and start the Aryan race over again. I know. I get it.
So, whoa, wrong country, brother. Wrong country.
You are right there.
You're related enough.
We're neighbors, okay? You can't judge people by their neighbors.
Watch me. I judge everyone by my neighbors.
I'm sorry. Do you know us? Of course we're gonna do that.
It's either that or we judge you based on your own qualities, and you don't want that either.
What do you mean? My country's great by its own merit and qualities.
You're big pharma, as you laid out a couple weeks ago.
You know,
that revelation
someone's got to make, you know, the medicine, and make the money. You know, it's like, at least it's not painkillers that people get addicted to. You know,
that you know of.
It's not that. It's not Purdue. We don't have Purdue Pharma. That's you. That's your country.
That is us. And the chicken Purdue. Which probably has a bunch of those drugs in it anyway, so whatever.
So I saw a headline that Tyson Chicken had to recall a whole bunch because there was metal pieces found in the chicken nuggets.
And
who doesn't want a little iron supplement with their chicken nuggets?
Even back in elementary school, when it was chicken nugget day, half the time it tasted like there were staples in there. So this has been going on forever.
Mm.
Like
Yeah,
I
my favorite was
distinctly remember that weird metallic taste in those chicken nuggets specifically.
the ones with their dinosaur shapes were always better, like just inherently.
Yeah, but you don't get that at elementary school. You kidding?
I did at one of them. At one of the elementary school, we had dino chicken nuggets every
Dino chicken
Thursday.
nuggets.
How many elementary schools did you go to?
Many.
Two,
She's
at
an
least
army brat.
two.
Oh.
No, I
compared
just
to
had a
us.
nomad as a mother.
I mean, I went to 9
Same thing.
schools, so like in what would be your high school, middle school, elementary, whatever you call it.
I went to 3. I went to 1 for elementary, 1 for middle school, 1 for high school.
It's very,
Well,
very stable.
Ours
I know.
is get each
And look what happens.
the way he did. He's the most cynical one.
Yeah, that's all it took was being
And
regimented.
he's got stable parents. He's got a brother that wants to hang out with him. He's got friends, presumably somewhere.
And you see what that turns you into.
It's this grumpy
No,
old man.
It's just a realist.
Like
You should be the
E.T.
protagonist in a noir movie.
The happy one.
Yeah, the happy one.
Imagine
just the
I'm the protagonist, but
personification.
I'm the happy one. Whatever that world looks like.
Everyone else is just basically Marvin.
He's the what's the personification of the get off my lawn guy. That's literally E.G.
Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino.
Not seen.
Because I feel like that's the personification of the get off my lawn guy with
That is the source of the meme.
a very
Andre.
strong undertone of racism.
I just know the meme. That's just how it is with culture these days. Half the time you just know the meme instead of where it's from.
Is that another movie you've never seen, Gran Torino?
I've seen it. He hasn't.
I'm talking to him.
Yeah, we said that a minute ago.
No, if it's a quote unquote pop culture movie, I know you haven't seen it and he has. If it's a more well regarded, we'll call it Oscar bait for lack of a better term movie, I know he hasn't seen it and you might have.
Okay.
That's. I mean, I watch a fair amount of Oscar bait movies, but not
I
that
don't.
many. And pop culture movies, I definitely watch more of. That's true.
I think in any given year, I see maybe 1 or 2 Oscar bait movies, and I usually don't know they're going to be Oscar bait until I'm sitting there and it's like, oh, this is going to be Oscar bait. A lot of them are biopics, though, so I would see them anyway.
Huh. You like biopics? Because they're
Yeah.
always Oscar bait.
It depends on what it is, but yeah, like
That's probably-
and ironically, I still haven't seen Oppenheimer yet. I will get to it, but
That is probably where I get most of my Oscar bait too. I quite like biopics too. And I have not seen Oppenheimer either, and that is on my list. That makes me think of Bill Burr talking about watching Precious and laughing like through the whole
I've never
movie.
seen Precious, but I have seen that bit.
Yeah, that's a good bit, and I can see where it comes from. Like, I think what he says is like, it's just so sad you have to laugh. Like, it's funny, but it is like she goes through some shit.
Yeah, I think the last year I saw a strong glut of the Oscar nominated movies was 2019, because I saw Joker, I saw Ford v Ferrari, I saw 1917. I liked all of them. And there's probably 1 or 2 others that I'm forgetting. What was Parasite that year? Or was
Not
that
seen
a
that
year
one.
or 2 later?
Oh man, I'm not sure. Parasite was good.
Everybody
Yeah,
says it's
Parasite.
good.
I liked it. Yeah. My husband didn't. I was very confused.
Racist.
He didn't see a point in it. It was just like
Well, I mean, to be fair.
it did a lot of things in it, and I was just happily along for the ride, quite enjoyed and slightly horrified at the end. Fairly horrified at the end.
Yeah, I enjoy dark comedy when it's done well. Sometimes, a lot of the times, it leans too much into the one way or the other, and it's not a good balance.
Where are you at on the mockumentaries, E.G.?
What, like the Weird Al movie?
Because
I haven't seen that.
That's not really a mockumentary. I'm more thinking Parks and Rec, The Office, that kind of style. You know, it's a comedy where they pretend it's a documentary.
Yeah, I mean, The Office is the one I've seen the most of. I enjoy it for the most part, but I was never like a rabid fan of it. I'm not the kind of person that can quote you every single Office line that's ever existed.
That's the other Jacob.
I've seen a
And
couple of seasons of this show called What We Do in the Shadows, but the movie I've
Yeah.
seen many
Right.
times.
Right.
that's
like a
one that
documentary.
I'm supposed
That's a
to
great
get around
example.
to at some point, but
Have you seen the
I
movie?
highly recommend.
Or
no, I haven't seen the movie either.
we should watch the movie first because it's really, really good.
hmm
And
But I
then
put
check
it
the
on the
show.
list. It was the comedy movie that I liked.
That
And
doesn't mean I
Alright.
watched it.
apparently not. It was like, you
I've seen-
asshole. I put it on the list.
I've seen it many times.
I love that movie.
Maybe I did, and I'm just blanking on it, but I don't think I watched it.
It's got Taika
Peter?
Waititi in it.
No, I
Peter,
know
you
who's in it. I know what
Okay,
it's
okay,
about.
just
I'm
like-
just saying I can't remember anything that happens in it other than vampires. So I
Peter,
probably
we need to
didn't
talk
end up
about the
watching it.
bones. Someone left the window open. Oh, so many good.
And now I'm back to
Remember, we're
vampires.
werewolves,
Not Swearwolf.
not swearwolves. Yeah.
That's one of the lines I always see. Parks and Rec is kind of the thing. Like I know the memes, but I never watched it.
I watched some of it, but it really felt it went nowhere fast, and so just kind of stopped.
I have
there and-
I have not seen Parks and Rec, and the only thing I really know from it, like that I still is an outtake of Chris Pratt getting a boner after getting slapped.
Oh, that's not
which-
the best outtake, in my opinion.
Is it
I
the
just
Kim
don't-
Kardashian one?
I've seen that
Yeah,
come up
yeah.
again and again. What's the Kim Kardashian?
You just have to go watch it.
Oh, and when I wipe, it's just poop.
No,
just
nope.
poop.
No,
Just-
not that one.
Nope.
But yes, that's another one.
That's a good one, but it's nope. You have to go find talking about comeback stories, and you have to just go find it yourself because we'll butcher it if we're talking about it here.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah, the outtakes of Parks and Rec are way more fun than the actual show, in my opinion. So that's probably a sign I don't actually care about the show.
Maybe I don't know if they are too strict with the writing or how much improv they're allowed to do, but usually when you have funny, talented people like that, you should just let them improv, have a loose direction, and see where it goes. If the outtakes are so good, but the show is kind of meh. We'll have Jacob come on here. He loves documentaries in a second. He'll be like, What are you saying? I don't know if he's into Parks and Rec, actually. I just know he loves The Office.
I think so. I think he liked them both. I don't know, but he would need to show up to defend himself.
So I watched 3 Mike Flanagan shows this week.
And
What
not
do you
even the
guys
3
do?
best ones.
No, I watched The Haunting of Hill House, Midnight Club, and Midnight Mass. The first one I saw was Midnight Mass, and like I have to see more because and we can't talk too much about it because Alex hasn't seen it, and I think she would be interested in seeing it.
I think I've heard good things about some
Yeah.
of these, and so I'll probably get around to it at some point. I would appreciate no spoilers.
I was just saying, Midnight Mass was really, really good. Didn't quite stick the ending, just because, like I talked with my friend about, logically, I feel like the nun or whatever you want to call her, E.G., she had the right idea, and I don't understand why.
Yeah, that we can't. we can't.
Yeah.
The director has once more ruined it. We
Yeah.
can't.
Hey,
And
Well, yeah,
I
Bly
found-
Manor and House of Usher are the 2 best
It's-
ones. To me.
Is Bly Manor the same as Hill in terms of concept, or is it?
Enough to say yes, but no.
Okay, because
Like-
like Hill is, without spoiling anything, I would say very heavily inspired by The Shining.
I guess. I mean, I never read either of the books for these, so I don't know how much. And
I haven't read
obviously,
the
Hill
books either.
House
This
is
just-
famously nothing to do with the book. So,
Yeah, this is just based on movies and shows, like the Shining mini show, especially is the one I watched. Not so much The Shining with Jack Nicholson.
yeah, I mean, Bly is a little more. Hill House is your more traditional ghost story, whereas
Hmm.
Bly is more
Traditional though.
compared to Bly, I would say so because I think Bly
Okay.
is a little more of what you would call, the ghost story as a metaphor. Like there's ghosts, don't get me wrong, but it's more of a metaphor for the rest of the problems of life and how that then plays into it versus your more overt dark force specters looking to come and get you.
Okay.
Pretty good job throwing both of these at me.
My brother watched both, and he was like, "Hill's fine, that's good," and Bly Manor was shit. He said.
A lot of people think Bly Manor is boring and not scary, to which I say that's fine if you think that, but I don't think those kind of people necessarily. And even if you want to call it not traditionally scary, I would happily agree with that. I think if you appreciate existential dread, you'll get more out of Bly than you would if you don't. But I could easily say it's not. Hearing people say it's not scary, but to me that doesn't mean shit. It's
existential dread probably scares me the most. It's even just, I get an unsettled feeling when there's a section in Dresden where he talks about death, and which kind of touches on existential dread for me, where I'm just like, it just sends me into like a spiral of we're all gonna die, and a pitfall in my stomach.
You will likely appreciate Bly Manor then.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, I like the shows. I like all three I did watch, so I will check out the last two. I heard very good things about Usher. I just thought maybe since it was based on what's his name, Poe. I thought maybe it would be a little too out there because I found Poe's things to be a little meh or a little too, I don't know, whatever. I guess.
I mean, I was never a huge on Poe either. I thought he was fine, but I never got into him in the same way some people. Usually with Poe, it's you either really, really love him or you really, really hate him, and I'm in that weird middle ground where few people are, where they just like, yeah, he's fine. But I also am not much of a horror fan when it comes to writing. I much prefer to watch horror. I book horror in stories very rarely does anything for me in this. Like I could still enjoy the book, but I don't get out of it if I'm meant to. And it's not like I like scary shit. I mostly go to watch horror movies to laugh at them with my brother. But
I mean, the only horror book I own is It, I would say, if that counts as horror.
I would say so.
And I haven't read it yet, but like, my problem is horror movies is fine, especially supernatural, because I have a very firm grasp on I don't believe that is real. Therefore, it does not really scare me. I mean, jump scares get me, and it can be a little unsettling, but it doesn't really scare me. I find them entertaining.
Yeah, however, jump scares are annoying though. Jump scares are like every once in a while they're good.
No, once in a while, don't just fill up. Like I think my Flanagan is quite good about that actually.
Hill House
it's good about atmosphere.
Hill House was good at it, more or less. I think Midnight Mass in that first, I think it was the first story with the where it keeps happening, but that's part of the story and they comment on it.
Midnight
it's like you
Club,
can't just keep Midnight Club. Yeah. Where it's like you can't just keep having jump scares to make it whatever. And it's like that's that to me was amusing.
Yeah, that was meta, I guess. So that was fine.
But when you rely
on
it,
I don't think Midnight Mass has a jump scare almost. It's just
I'd have to watch it again. I don't remember. I think there might have been one towards one of the ones with the thing in the house, but I don't remember exactly. Most of it was just kind of, there looming as a presence.
Yeah.
And I guess you could say maybe in that first episode, there was one where it first catch a glimpse in the dunes or something, I think.
Or whatever it is. Yeah, maybe.
That one might count. Usher's got a few, but they're like Hill House. They're very good ones to be, I think.
Just if they're used sparingly, they're fine.
Yeah.
I find horror movies and shows to be fine. I find them mostly entertaining. They're usually also supernatural, and I like supernatural stuff. I have not read a horror book really, so I don't know, but I do know that at least horror games scares the ever-loving bejesus out of me.
Well, they're another one where if it's doing a lot of jump scares, people can get annoyed, but that's also, I feel like games are a lot more immersive because you're the one doing the protagonist and making him turn that corner to scare the shit out of you potentially.
Yeah, like Amnesia Dark Descent scared like the little I played scared the ever loving
Did
shit
you
out of
like
me.
Soma?
Which one?
Soma.
I don't know.
That's the one that came out
Preston's
after
talked
Dark
about it.
Descent.
Oh, it's the one with the pig something.
No, that's Amnesia Machine for Pigs.
Yeah. Okay.
Soma's
No,
the same company. It's frictional, and that was their game. It was either right after the first Amnesia or it was right after Machine for Pigs, and it was very similarly atmospheric, existential horror.
Is it
But a lot
like
of
in
people,
a prison or something? I think I've seen some streamers play it then, but
it's
I don't.
underwater.
I haven't played. I don't know this game.
Yeah, you might like that one
Yeah.
if you like the existential stuff. A lot
Yeah,
of
but
people
the
hated
problem
it.
the problem is the games scare me too much.
Well, that's
Like,
the
I
thing.
played Fear,
It's like
which is
Bly
not that
Manor. The main complaint about it is people thought it wasn't scary and whatever, and they kind of missed the point, as far as
Yeah.
I'm aware. Because I've seen playthroughs of Soma because I don't play games, so I know the story and I know everything that happens.
Never?
And I'm not since like Xbox the first. I don't even mean Xbox One. I mean the first Xbox was the last console I owned.
You don't. Okay, I actually thought you played some games.
No. Mm-mm.
So
I
me,
board
some
games. I
stories
play
from
board game. I
playthroughs.
literally, I no board games. I play. But
sure,
I
sure,
don't-
but no video games.
And poker.
No. Poker is not a game. Poker is a life.
I'll kick your ass in poker.
You really won't because you don't have any money unless it's given to you by the government, and you can't bluff for shit.
No, but I'm actually quite. I used to make a decent amount of money on playing online poker. I
It's
just got
because you're-
tired of it.
That doesn't count. Online
Why?
poker is not real poker. You're not playing against anyone. You're playing against nonsense. You can't look into your opponent's eyes and see. There's no real skill involved.
I mean, that's not true. There's skill involved online. There's just not a human component.
No, you take your mother's credit card, and then you need no skill whatsoever. You just do what you want.
I'm not gonna. I know. But so Justin plays games. I play games. Alex plays games quite a
Occasionally.
bit. I think not that much. I think you play a fair bit actually. I thought you did. I mean, I guess there's a limit on time, but
He thought you were
Yeah,
cooler than you are.
it's one
I
of
thought
times
Alex
when,
was
like,
cool.
It's like I'm not good at games, and so I also don't tend to play a lot of them. I just tend to watch them happen too. Watch my husband play, or just kind of stick to really old ones like Vampire the
So what-
Masquerade. I'm probably going to do
right.
another playthrough of that. Or
Oh, do you do the fan patch?
oh, of course,
Oh,
it's
good,
not
good.
playable without it.
It's not
course.
playable without it. I just wanted to check. Are you interested in the new one that's coming? That's been delayed.
I'm fucking horrified of the new one because it does not sound good at all. The little bits that I've heard, like, they've had such terrible time trying to get it written with like all of the worst types of toxic infighting. It's just like I'm
Yeah,
not looking for that one at all.
I was hopeful at first. And they released a little gameplay trailer. I was like, oh, this looks like the combat and stuff will also be fun. Hope the story will live up to the original game. Then this might be have potential. But then it's been a lot of drama. And I think it's changed studios even a couple.
Yeah,
It's
no,
been,
they
like, one or two
completely
times.
scrapped everything. There's Brian Mitsoto was involved in it at first, and now he's out. Like he got kicked out because of some internal drama, and then the person who started that drama got kicked out. Like, it does not sound good in terms of a production, and so if it even gets created, it's probably going to be shit. It doesn't have to be. Like if it turns out to be fantastic, I'll completely eat my words. But I don't expect anything good out of it. It seems to me what they're trying to cash in on is also what they're leaving behind. Because the Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines was about being able to like explore the world of World of Darkness and like choose your clan. But I heard recently that there's basically going to be 4 characters that you can choose from that are going to be made for you. And that's completely different. If you wanted to do a Vampire the
like
Masquerade,
you have to make your own character.
right? And
That
so
could be pre-made like Baldur's Gate if you want. Like, if they have a story to play, that could be cool. But there should be an option to be your own character.
right. It's that world, like the role playing and exploring the world was the point of the game. And so if they're trying to make a sequel to that, if they're only locking you into these 4 characters, they could be great characters, but it is a deviation, and it should not be considered a sequel to Bloodlines. It should be something else, and yet they've called it Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. I'm going to restrain myself before I keep going.
It's funny how Bloodlines has like a fair amount of respect built to the name, but it's all mostly built on the fan edit of the game, actually, because the base game was kind of crap.
Well, the base game got really glitchy. They lost funding at the end, and like they had to do a bunch of time unpaid to be able to even get it out. And so
I know
the reason it's playable is the fan patch, but that fan patch is worth it because the game that they built and everything that they wrote was worth actually investing in.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Troika.
So what are you watching your husband play these days?
Elden Ring. Oh, and sometimes we'll play Overwatch.
I was going to say, that's going to take like 100 hours.
Elden Ring's fun to... all of the Dark Souls from soft games, like they're fun to return to. I love them.
I
know. I do not have the dexterity
I enjoy
for them at all. But
I haven't played the Souls games really much. I tried the new one, the Pinocchio one.
Lies of P. That looked pretty fun.
Lies of P. And it was fun enough. I don't know, it didn't scratch the itch I had. I've mostly been playing action RPGs lately, like Zoom Zoom Get Loot games, Diablo,
that means
stuff like that. While watching Mike Flanagan shows,
so that you don't have to watch the scary stuff on screen. You can just be like, I'm playing a game.
No, I mean, like I said, the like shows and stuff don't really scare me. So it's more. I mean, I'm not diagnosed ADHD, but I have very, like, just focusing on one thing is troublesome for me a lot of the time.
That didn't come out once in the entire time I've known you. I've never noticed.
Really? Okay, that's good. Were you being sarcastic?
Yeah.
Okay. I did pick up on that. I was trying to play it like...
I know what you were doing.
Okay.
And you were doing it poorly. But I let you do it because I'm nice like that.
Someone else talk. I'm sad now.
Why is your cat making noise?
Yeah, well, we can just bring the cat onto the stream.
He probably just wants attention. What's up, dude? You want attention?
Obviously.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it's the kind where it's like, yeah, I want attention, but I want you to come over here.
Yeah, but fuck you. Get up.
Yeah. But I'm doing something right now, buddy.
Too bad.
Yeah. Remember when we had him on webcam instead of me?
Yeah, I do.
The golden days.
The golden days.
Back when you actually produced content.
Okay, harsh.
And it wasn't even you. It was your cat.
No. Yeah, no, he's going to lie on my sweater now and get hair all over it. Yeah.
Naturally.
There's a whole bed to lie on. Very soft everywhere. He has like a designated, like his pillow basket with his favorite blanket on top of it, which is also over on the bed. But my sweater, that's where
it's the one that smells like you.
Yeah, probably.
When I had dogs as a teenager, we bought him like a dog bed. They wouldn't use it until it smelled like me. So I would like lay in it for days, and then all of a sudden they wanted to get in the way, and then they would actually start using it. And I never needed to again. But I had to prove to them that it was something that they wanted by taking it away from them.
Is that your way of glossing over that you just like to sleep in dog beds for a while?
They were extremely comfy. It was gigantic pillows. I mean, like, what can go wrong? If it works for a 100-pound dog, it could work for me.
Just sleep there for 2 days. Yep, good night. And then Alex goes back to her room afterwards when the dogs want.
No, the dogs go to her room and she just stays in the dog bed.
Fair trade.
Yeah. This one's got 2 beds. She likes them, I guess, but half the time she's sleeping in front of it if she's downstairs.
Is it too hot in the bed? Maybe she wants.
No, it's that well, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But that one's just there for when she goes ape shit and starts running around and wants to dig in it, and then she'll lay in it a little. She'll sleep in her bed, as far as I can tell.
She doesn't sleep with you?
First of all, no, because she's upstairs and not my dog.
Oh, up your parents' yeah, okay. Never mind.
And second of all, even though I am technically responsible for her right now because nobody else is here, I'm in the guest room, so she sleeps in the bed, her bed, off to the side.
But-
So technically, right now, yes, she does sleep with me, but
just she doesn't share the bed with you and take
fuck
over.
no.
all
If
the-
she even tried, I would throw her out of the room.
Oh. Did your dogs sleep with you when you
Yeah,
were-
I got bruises because they would stomp all over me, and they were very big dogs.
And you just like, yeah, that's fine. It's fine. I'll take it. Like, I know what you mean. I guess like
yeah, I don't know if I would return to that because there was also like they would go outside and then they would track dirt everywhere, and then I would be sleeping in dirt and having to deal with that. But
well, now you got Hoppy dragging dirt in bed instead. So I mean, can only
Nah,
have
he
so
doesn't.
much. No, yeah, no, he doesn't. That was a joke.
but yeah, they would
Your cat
like
did
stand
pan
on
answer
one of
my
them in
joke.
particular would just like sometimes he'd be like anxious at night or something, so he would just stand on my legs for minutes, and I would need to like coax him to just lay down. You can lay on my legs, that's fine. Just lay down and stop
You
standing
don't
on
need
them.
them. Circulation is irrelevant, but just lay down.
I mean, even just my cat, who's only like 4.8 kilos, which means nothing to you, I guess. I should
Correct.
convert that.
It's like,
That would be what, 10 pounds?
I would have said 12.
2 pounds.
4 times 2 plus a little.
10.5.
Ha, I was closer.
Take it.
So
That just means you're more European, less American, and therefore need to be shipped overseas.
So
Yeah,
not a
sometimes I look
100-pound
and I have
dog.
to do the conversion sometimes, occasionally. It's hard. Don't make me do math. Don't ever make me do math. It's bad.
You just did it willingly and quickly and of your own free
Mostly
will.
correct as well.
It's scary.
Euro trash.
When he stands on me, it can be quite painful. Like when all the weight is on the paws,
Tiny
and just,
little
like,
paws.
yeah, digging
Yeah.
into you.
Yeah.
See?
It's not an issue if you don't have a pet.
But pets are nice.
Then
He
And
Overrated.
I
brings
only
me,
have a snail.
the only thing more overrated than pets are children.
he brings me a lot of joy and happiness.
Okay.
I would rather have my cat than children. That's for sure.
Yeah, but the
You can
government's
have
only paying
both.
you for one of them.
I don't want both. I don't want children. I just want my cat.
Okay. I mean, if you don't want them, no one's gonna force them
Yeah.
onto you. But just like,
Someone
Yet.
might soon.
Yet, who knows? They're like, no, we're not having enough babies.
See,
More babies.
they're gonna pump up that stipend money, and he's gonna be like, well, maybe just one, and then get triplets in one shot.
There is no chance I'm ever having children.
you doing things to make sure of that, or just
He's getting his tubes tied.
It's more like I'm not doing something than I'm doing.
fair enough?
That's true, and he's not a world class athlete where people would go and root around his trash trying to steal the other thing. So,
Wait, people do that?
of course they do.
God damn.
Baby
Nothing's
trout's a
sacred.
very old idea.
Almost as old as the world's oldest profession.
I guess I'm just sheltered.
Yeah, it's because you live on a block of ice in the middle of nowhere.
Hey,
You're
we're like the
Nordic
most
noir.
southern Nordic country. We used to get a lot of snow, but global warming, we're running.
Make up
low
your
on-
mind. Are you German or not? You can't have it both ways.
I'm not German.
Nein!
Nein, Schweinhund.
See?
Du bist ein. And that's where my German ends.
You see, loyal viewers, all it takes,
We have caught him. We have gotten proof.
live and in person.
The sign for Hitler is that, by the way, in ASL.
It is. This is Hitler.
Yeah. Which, of course, doesn't make any sense to them. I mean, it's only on audio, but
Yeah. That's okay. How long has it been since we made it? Like an audio came
yes,
out?
Andreas, please give us an update What have you done?
I said I would consider it. I did not say I would.
I was going to say we gave you 4 tasks and you have achieved none of them.
We have people asking for this. Come on, you can't fail the people, and you're failing me.
Okay. Listen. This is not fair. This is a lot of pressure. I don't do well with pressure.
This should be perfect for your ADHD. It's like 5 things to do at once. You bounce back and forth. It's great. Harness it.
Yeah, but I will look into it. But it's going to take time to make. Okay,
you're going to look into it in the same way I'm going to look into it.
No, I will.
You actually read the book.
Whereas after this, I'm going to go and take a nap.
I mean, after this, it would technically almost be bedtime for a lot of people. But I mean, I'm not gonna go sleep yet.
No, it's Europe. It's not a lot of people. I mean, because China's already re-waking up again, and we are in the middle.
Do they even sleep there? Is it just like?
Well, that's why they walk around with their eyes like that, so they're half closed all the time. So they're kind of.
Well, you can't say that.
Why not?
You can't say that. That's like, I mean, I'm not sure if it's some sort of racism,
line.
but I mean, it's close.
Mm-hmm. But there's only 4 people here, so who cares?
Hey, we have like 9.
9. And one of us is Asian and laughing at it the hardest. So it's fun.
Yeah, it was fucking hilarious.
See, we have a stamp of approval. The entire community's on
So
board.
it can't be wrong if someone from the minority is here and laughing.
Hey, I'm like 2
obviously.
minorities if you want to count it.
We were talking about that minority, not like an Asian minority. I don't even remember what the other minority is.
Just like in this group, I'm a minority because I'm a woman. So come on.
Oh, yeah, true. I guess that's a minority.
Thing that you, of course, forget about all the time.
I don't think of you. Okay, that's gonna sound wrong. Never mind.
Do it. Complete the sentence. I don't think of you as a woman.
I'm not saying that. That's not what I said.
That's what you thought. That's what it was coming out of your mouth.
I stopped. I didn't say that. You said that.
In your voice, for you.
You didn't have the accent. And don't you dare put on a German accent. Because that's not the same accent.
Really? It sounded like it right there.
I don't think of you as Hausfrau.
Du bist ein Fraulein, huh? Question mark.
Upside down question mark too to make it Spanish.
Do they have upside? I didn't know that.
Yes, they have upside down shit for some reason that I've never known, even though I took it for 6 years.
That's okay. I had German for 3 months, and I don't know what they do either.
I think you know what they do. I think we all know what they do.
Not anymore. They don't do that anymore. Until they do.
Or they're a lot better at hiding it. And then Oktoberfest rolls around and they get a little rowdy.
True.
Although I've heard Oktoberfest is vastly overrated. It's basically a tourist trap, from what I understand.
But is it a fun tourist trap? I mean, it can
it's it's like they upcharge for the beer that you can get anywhere type of. Like, I'm sure some of the local festivals are fun, but if you went to a generic Oktoberfest in Berlin, you're probably just fucking wasting your time.
The amount of different beer glasses they use for different beers in Germany, and you're not allowed to drink from the bottle. They overcomplicated it.
I mean, there is something very satisfying about being given a giant mug of beer.
Sure, but that's only for one specific type of beer. If you put
it's a good kind.
But if you put another type of beer in that glass, they're going to get mad at you.
Yeah, but that's why
you should have not heard yet of.
I was going to say that's why you don't do it in Germany. You go
Oktoberfest, they mostly do the big stein, and then they serve that beer in it.
You go to a German beer hall here in America where they don't give a shit. You just ask for a size, and they'll put the beer you want in there.
I believe that the big tanker there for Oktoberfest is a wheat. That's for wheat beer.
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah, probably. Spatten's not bad. But I like the Spaten Oktoberfest better. It's a little darker.
Marzin's
is okay.
Only American beers I know is...
Weihenstephaner is very good. I like that one.
Weihenstephaner is very good. The dark and the light one.
I only know Bud Light.
I forget if Erdinger is German or not, but that's a good one.
Paulaner?
I don't like it as much as some people, but it's not
Mm.
terrible.
It-
I think that's more of like a low level.
I do like it, not as much as Weihe Stefaner, which I like a lot more.
Mhm.
I mean, I could mention a lot of beer brands, but you wouldn't know them because we make a lot of beer ourselves, and we do import, but not much. We more export actually beer.
Then we should know it if you're exporting it.
I mean, you only know the big ones, which are kind of whatever shit beer, like Carlsberg and Tuborg. You would probably know.
Yep.
Which are, I mean, I guess they're kind of inoffensive, whatever beers, but they're nothing special.
Yeah, Carlsberg is like meh, whatever.
So yeah, we do have some very good craft companies these days, but that's mostly local, I guess, like local to the country, not local to my region. Local to the state in your optics of
All right.
size.
Well, if you get me for the Secret Santa this year, you can send me like make your own 6-pack of good Swedish beer.
Have you guys done your Secret Santa work yet?
Nope.
I have not yet. No, I will though. I will.
Yeah.
I will actually do it. He will say he does it, and then don't we?
I do. I've done it every time.
Dying.
Time. Not no. Time. Not that thing you said. I have gjort det hver gang. Okay. See now that's what Danish sounds like. Not
Really? Because it sounds German.
It does not sound German.
Sure, it does.
2%.
You're just fooling yourself.
You know, you're one of those casting directors. What's his name? Fooled when he came over to the U.S. The guy who plays the devil in which is like, can you do a Russian accent? Sure. Can you do a yeah, sure, I can do it. And just like he just faked something.
Yeah, but
I can do any accent.
It depends on what you like. Hugh Laurie, he pretended he wasn't British to get House.
He did House so well that he kind of lost his accent, right? Like he spoke with American accent for so long
For a little while.
He had to reacquire his accent.
He's still fairly. You just have to listen to him normally. He's fine.
Charlie Hunnam has a weird accent now because he did American for so long, doing Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy.
So he hired a coach to try and get it back, but now it's like it sounds weird. He's somewhere in between.
Well, it's funny because Hugh Laurie, I had forgotten, but I remembered seeing him in bit parts before House, so I knew he was British. What?
Brian Laurie in the.
Yeah, but not as like I'm talking about like actual bit parts in movies. You know, like he was in Man in the Iron Mask for 5 seconds and stuff like that, which is funny because he was British, even though he was supposed to be in French court. Different issue, but
I agree. Let's make mead. Mead is.
I actually had like I think it was
mead
last New Year's. Someone brought an excellent like cherry mead that was like locally made. That was really good.
Mead to me is very, very. I have to be in the mood for it. In the same way, I have to be actually even less, or rather more than I need to be in the mood for is cider. Like if my options are shit beer or cider, I'll easily drink a cider. But I really have to be in the mood for mead to drink it.
I mean, I think mead is just better than cider, but
I think it depends. Like I've had a couple meads. There's one that's local to Colorado, and it's okay. I do have to be in the mood for it. There was a Danish mead that I don't remember the name of that I tried, and it was extremely good. And it's just hard to get meads here, and so it's an adventure to go find it in the first place. But I certainly want to explore more of it. Like I want to have enough experience with mead to be able to have opinions about it.
I tasted a decent one at a Ren Fair a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't end up buying it because it was twice as much to fill up the tankard when I could have just gotten a decent beer. And I was like, no, give me the beer.
Ren Fairs are so expensive.
Here, it's actually
this wasn't so bad. It was like
it's not like commonly sold in supermarkets, but it's pretty readily like if a friend of mine at least knows like where to buy a lot of mead. Like he brought that cherry mead. It was like a big jug. Like really big, like 10 liters or something, and I think it costs like 100 kroner, which is
$6,
$10, $14.
It's a better conversion rate than kilos.
It's what's the conversion rate right now?
I was gonna say it's probably more cost prohibitive for us to go visit him than him to visit us with
probably
kind of exchange rate. We're gonna be going out all night and he's gonna be sitting at home on his government stipend doing nothing.
Yeah. Well, the conversion rate is $1 is 7 kroner essentially, which is close to the same as the euro.
And what can you buy for 7 kroner?
Can
you buy lunch for 7 kroner?
No. Unless you just boil rice at home yourself and save the rest of the bag, I guess. If we're talking, okay, so a Big Mac, isn't that the Big Mac index?
I guess
It's
I'm not spending
$5. No, wait, it's on euro now because we're taking euro. Dollar reduce.
We're not going to Australia.
No, that's right. But I just like calling it dollar reduce because it sounds funny. $5.59. $5.59 for a Big Mac.
So 35 kroner, give or take.
39. So yeah, it's close. How much is a Big Mac in the US?
Yeah, it depends on where you are, but between $5 and $7 just for the sandwich, easily.
Yeah.
And this is just
probably closer to 7.
No menu, just okay. So it's actually cheaper.
Yeah, probably because fast food now is fucking stupid, ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
And it hasn't gotten any better, and all it's done has gone up in price. So you might as well just go to a decent actual.
You want okay? You eat a lot of Indian, right, Alex?
Yes.
It's a personal.
So how much is a butter chicken?
Probably like $12 to $17, depending on the place.
Okay, so we have one Indian place, which is actually quite good. Like, this is gonna. I don't. Fuck. Can I say this?
You have to now.
If you just say it,
I'm gonna say this, but I do not mean it like in a racist manner.
No, you've already prefaced it too much. Now it's gonna be even worse.
It's when you call an order, it's like you have to talk English, not Danish, and the guy has the thickest like hello, what do you want? Indian accent. He's from India. Like no doubt.
Yeah.
So is everybody we call on a helpline here in America?
Okay, so just to why I'm explaining this is most privately owned food places here is often immigrants, but it's usually always Middle Eastern, often Turkish. Even if they don't make Turkish food, they just make pizza or whatever, or Italian or whatever.
Some kind of brown person.
But actually, and like that's really good. But that's like almost $22 for rice and a butter chicken.
Yeah,
you can get
a little bit on the
halal
expensive side.
from, like chicken and rice from a cart on the street for like $13.
Sounds good.
I mean, you have fucking bodegas where you can go get a killer sandwich for $3 or something.
Mm-hmm. I can go a block away and get 2 eggs, bacon on a bagel for $4.
I love sandwiches. I think that's one of my favorite foods.
I love bread.
I ordered from an Italian, but not actually
Turkish.
Italian, Turkish actually place. But they did.
I ordered from a Sicilian.
They actually used a really good like ciabatta. I think that's not what it's called. Ciabatta. We call it ciabatta.
I bet you do.
With the letters. Which like that bread was fucking like I almost didn't care about the filling. The bread was just really good.
Ciabatta is good bread.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was like how much was that sandwich? That was 64 kroner, so $9.
Yeah, ciabatta is a good sandwich bread.
I'm gonna make though, like I don't know, like
I'm gonna probably make stew tomorrow, so I'm gonna go buy. There's an olive oil Italian bread. It's not, it's at Key Food, but it's good.
I'm actually making lasagna tomorrow. Like for some food prep, I'm gonna make 2 big portions for us at home, so we have for a couple of days. But it usually goes fast because it's lasagna. So that the other guys they just go, well, there's more lasagna. Why eat bread when I can eat lasagna?
Or you can have bread with your lasagna.
We do have some garlic bread in the freezer.
Because pasta is just fancy bread, and then you can have bread with your fancy bread.
Yeah, you can have bread with your bread. I'll have
there's a reason garlic knots and pizza go together, even though they're both just fucking bread.
It's funny. I really, really like bread, but I've never been a big pizza crust fan.
What?
I don't know
Listen,
why.
considering what he eats, let's not even.
Some
Yeah, no,
pizza
what you do
crust-
to your pizza crust is questionable in the first place.
Some pizza crust is good. Most standard when you order pizza crust is just like
I was gonna
whatever.
say, so
It's
now we're
not
also
great.
gonna have to take him and get stuffed crust pizza just so he can.
I mean, I don't care about that, but like
I've
the
had
pizza
stuffed
crust,
crust pizza once from
like the
but that was
pizza
from
crust from a
Domino's.
Costco pizza. It's so good. It's so bready
Well,
and
I mean,
light and
I mean,
airy.
maybe one day I'll get that famous Costco pizza.
I was gonna say we're hyping this up so much.
Yeah.
He's
I
gonna be
just
like,
gotta
"Yeah, it's
take
fine."
the, what is it, 9-hour flight over to the US.
Got so many good pizza options, and we're just gonna take him to Costco.
Hey, it's so reliable. It's
It is
reliable
because
and
it tastes the
good.
same no matter where you go, pretty much.
How long would a road trip take if I go for, like, let's
From
say I
the
go to
ocean?
no, from the most bottom person from our podcast, and we
Bottom.
in your country, like go from bottom up.
We're all pretty much in
Most
the same.
southern.
We're all pretty much in a
We're
line
more
right
left
now
and
because
right than
Justin
we are from
left
bottom.
Then left and
Florida.
right, I guess. I don't fucking know. Big country.
If you're going,
Directions matter.
Whoever is the furthest away from the other person, and we drive and
that
pick
would be
people
me to
up.
Ben.
That-
We
New
drive to
York,
pick
New York
people
to
up.
California.
I think you would need it to budget at least 5 days. I mean, not just for the driving, but also for you to like do something in the middle.
I was gonna say, if you're
yeah,
just
we'll take-
driving straight through, you
Oh,
could,
I was gonna say we'll just take 2-3 weeks, but then I remember you guys have holidays like that are so short, so maybe not. We have 5-6 weeks by default.
I mean, it would have been harder when Justin was in Florida because he would have had to go from me down to him, over to you, and then Ben.
Yeah, and now we're just like we're
Now
all on
we're
I-70.
mostly on like a slanting line that's going down.
We do
kind of
a
this way.
road trip. We need we take a camper. We do the podcast every week on the road trip live. We're like coming to you live from Wisconsin, the land of cheese, or whatever.
Sure.
Why
I've been
not?
to Wisconsin. It wasn't spectacular. I lived there for several years. It was fine.
Wherever we drive through, I don't know. That was just the one that came to mind. Butter and cheese. That's Wisconsin. And
See,
I watched a video about a butter burger once, and it looked
want
delicious.
to go to Chicago, which is out of the way on this journey. But
Of course, we'll go to
we'd have to
Chicago.
go up and then come back down again.
Yeah, but of course, Chicago has a reason to exist for us.
Like you could do New York to Chicago in a day if all you're doing is driving. You wouldn't have fun, but you could do it. Because I've gotten as far as I think it was Ohio. It was Cedar Point, I think, is what we got to in a day from New York, and then we did Chicago the next day, or I don't remember even now.
Would actually like it would be so surreal to actually have everybody meet and see we're real people instead of just.
I don't think that's going to confirm anything other than, oh wait, no, you're actually not a real person. Like we're just going to look at each other and be like, no, and then turn around and go home.
It depends. Like if there's a pizza in between us, maybe that can.
No, pizza is a mobile food. You can take it with you.
Yeah. Yes.
Just grab a communal slice and. Although we are not going to California Pizza Kitchen, I hate that place.
It's fine. It's probably
It's
overdone.
awful.
They used to have a mushroom ravioli that I really liked, and they got rid of it and never went back.
Why, first of all, why are you even going to CPK for ravioli?
I was
Yes,
brought
it
there
was
by
good.
my parents when I was a teenager, and then it's just like, oh, this is nice. And then they got rid of that thing and never went back.
I've had it a grand total of twice, and I hated it both times.
It's overdone. It's over.
And I had it in California, so I don't want to hear anybody. I had it here in New York, and then I had it in California.
It's just like you don't need a California pizza kitchen chain when you're inside California because that just is redundant. Just go to any pizza place.
Yeah,
They're trying to
but
export
it was
California.
our first time in California, and we just landed, and we were hungry, and it was a nearby place, and we were like, "Oh, in California Pizza Kitchen, that's California." And I wasn't buying, so I didn't.
I don't really like California in the first place, so it's
True, it is overrated. But then again, I only ever went to the
I mean,
LA
I know
area.
it's not pizza, but Chicago pizza
Deep dish.
looks really good.
Yeah, it's basically just lasagna with bread under it.
I mean, that sounds really good. I do love
It
me
is
some
really
lasagna,
good.
and I love me some bread.
But if you go there,
style also looks really great.
if you go there to Chicago, however, you are going to eat it like a New Yorker. You're going to pick it up with your goddamn hands, like I did. You're not going to eat it with a knife and fork.
Can you even do that? Isn't it like too
No,
slop?
it is possible, and it's very easy.
I mean, I saw Dave Portnoy do it, but I
messy.
thought that was like
It's not that messy. You go, you get the stuffed deep dish pizza where you get like sausage and cheese in the pizza, stuffed in there, and it's very good.
I mean, I would certainly try it.
You can get your Indian pizza or whatever from like around the corner.
No, I don't need to make
Tikka
pizza in
masala
India,
pizza.
whatever. It's like, no, because I want the tikka masala on its own and I want the pizza on its own. Like, I don't need to make either one of them.
Did you see that
and or
trend? I guess you
inferior,
did.
There probably is a tikka masala pizza that's probably not bad.
Probably, but like, I'll see it, but I don't need to try to make it.
I saw that on YouTube Shorts, I think last week, where there's like a trend. Someone's like, get pizza and get chicken masala and eat it together. And apparently it's really, really good.
I mean, if you have things that you enjoy and you eat them at the same time, this is fine.
Well,
but,
there
like,
are. I mean, the pizza place around the corner from me has like a lasagna slice, which is just a lasagna topping type of pizza. It's got the ricotta, it's got the meat on it and the sauce in such a way, and it's a very thick slice. And they have, like you can get penne alla vodka pizza slices.
that's
You can
something
get
that would get
a
me in
chicken
trouble.
Caesar pizza slice, which is pretty decent. So they have all those kinds of things nowadays. So, something for the cooking podcast. That's Andreas' fifth activity that he has to get done.
Yeah, exactly. We've assigned it. We've talked about.
I think all this talk about Italian food, I might order food after we're done here and get like a pasta dish or a sandwich or both or something else.
I kind of want it now, but I did too much meal prep over the last week to waste. I mean, it's not wasting. I'll eat it eventually, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm really feeling some carbs now.
I was already thinking of making a pizza. I'm just thinking about it more. I'm not sure if I will. Maybe I'm being lazy.
Maybe we'll just order pizza instead. Just go to your Uber Eats and be like,
I
pizza.
don't do that.
We don't do that here.
No, I just don't do the deliveries. If I'm gonna pick something up, I go pick something up. If it's a pizza, I'm either getting Costco when I'm getting groceries or when I'm gonna make it myself. Because every other pizza is overpriced for what I get out of it.
Maybe do you need to do some shopping? Hit up Costco. Get the pizza.
I don't know.
Costco's a day trip. Costco's you have to be committed to going there for like 2 hours.
So it's like going to IKEA.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Because IKEA is a field trip definitely, because of course I have to go eat the meatballs and then we walk around and get lost and then find our way out.
It's funny. You go get the meatballs. I mean, I always go get the like sausage, and I don't know if you even get that, like sausage in a baguette.
Sausage roll.
We call that we call that a French hot dog because it's in a baguette.
What the fuck?
So it's like an open face. It's an open face sausage.
Google French hot dog right now and see it.
I can believe that.
Yeah,
sounds good.
It's good. I always go get that. And then there's
the other thing. If we go into Manhattan, we have to get you a genuine street hot dog so you can suffer.
Suffer? I thought they were good.
In Chicago is the Chicago style hot dogs.
Well, when I say suffer, I mean they are good, but they're not good for you in any. Like they just sit in that boiling water all day.
Is it like in the US the standard for a hot dog is beef, right? A beef sausage.
No, the standard for a hot dog is can they see the insects in it? Then you can't serve it.
Okay.
But if you don't know they're there, wow.
So there's lots of different types of hot dogs, and they're probably all going to be like some mix of beef and pork, unless you specifically get the kosher, which they'll be beef, and they are better. They are by far better.
I was just asking. Yeah. The standard here is pork, but that's
the hot dog. The hot dog you get at a kosher deli is going to be much better than your street hot dog. But your street hot dog is like the tourist thing to do.
It's an experience. You have to do it.
Yeah, you go. We take you to a nice kosher deli, of which there are plenty here. You get 2 hot dogs, the square knish.
I love a bagel and lugs. Like, I've seen those bagel everythings. Like I see this booktuber I watch, like the bagel with like all the spices on it. I think it's called a bagel everything.
Everything bagel.
and
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
bagel.
We don't have
poppies.
those here.
It's
Don't say it
poppies,
like that,
seeds,
Alex. Like
sesame
I'm
seed,
supposed to.
garlic.
It looks delicious.
They are good.
Alex with a tone of voice like we don't have everything bagels here, okay? We have bagels and we have bagels with
No, I'm more making fun of the
cheddar
fact
and
that you called it a
jalapeno.
bagel everything instead of an everything bagel. Like it's the grammar I'm making fun of you for.
Oh well, excuse me that I am not perfect in my second language. How dare I?
Get to it. What have you been speaking it for how long now?
Come on, you've been practicing with us for this long. It's just like I'm gonna make fun of you when you fuck up because I can.
Yeah, make fun of the foreigner.
Happily.
Typical American.
As is our American
As is
God-given
your
necessity.
American way.
Right. Plug our stuff. We're done with the food.
We should probably plug that next week we are reading. We've read Cinder Spires, and
Hold
we're
on.
gonna.
Can we actually? Are
talk
we
about-
committing to this
or on
Yes,
2
we're doing
weeks?
change of activities?
In 2 weeks. Sorry.
We are doing Cinder Spires on the next time we're doing while we weren't recording, which is in 2 weeks from now.
You better tell the other people then.
And they know if they just couldn't make it today.
No, they don't know that we're switching it till next week.
Oh, well,
Unless
yeah,
they're
true.
literally watching right now, which if
They
they're
could be.
anything like the rest of us, they're not. The only one who rewatches us is me. And that's usually so I can remember the word of gyms. That's it.
Commitment. I approve.
Correct. Because I do my job.
So next
Unlike
week on
certain
Dresden,
foreigners.
we're continuing with our.
Yeah, we're doing that like we did with
Let's
Codex.
pretend we're HBO, and we're gonna write up all the episodes. It was quite fun. We're gonna do that for a while and get some skill there, and then we'll start in on Cinder Spires, Aeronaut Windlass in 2 weeks from now, and so we can
I had so
explore
much
the
extra time
other.
to read.
Give people some time to reread, and explore
I'm
the
not
other series.
rereading.
And we'll do Aeronaut Windlass, and then we'll do Warrior Board, and then we'll do the new one, Olympian Affair. So we're going to hold off on some spoilers before we get to the newest book, and people have some time. Give us money, join us on Discord, and yell at us. And the fact that Andreas hasn't fixed the audio problems of my life, and therefore we're still not uploading.
I guess you
audio.
will have to fix it yourself until I have made that. Then
Listen,
let's share the responsibility. Then.
I've
Just
assigned
of-
it to you. I've done the management part.
That's
I
true,
have
she
put
has
it
done
on
the
your
management
docket. Management.
all
I
the,
don't-
things that are helpful.
all the gentle viewer needs to know is that doorknobs are incredibly complex technology. And this
They
is
used
why
to work when I
shit
was
doesn't
younger.
get done.
Yeah,
Exactly.
They worked when I was younger.
Pentangled things.
That's unnecessary.